because I don't have. Okay. I'm just saying, own it, whatever it is. Anyway, they're just not being there. Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying. Wills. I'm just saying.
Shaunie O'Neal has finally opened up, and the truth she's sharing is shaking things up across the internet. For years, people have been curious about her personal life, particularly her marriage, her time on Basketball Wives, and all the drama behind the scenes that was never meant to be exposed. Now, Shaunie is setting the record straight, revealing details that are changing the whole story. She's addressing the rumors, the betrayals, and even the real reasons behind her decision to walk away from certain relationships. Trust me, this isn't what anyone expected. So what's the real truth? And what's just been a lie? Let's break it down, because this story is just getting started.
I was that person. Like, I got married in my previous relationship thinking that it was going to fix things, and that, oh, you know, he's going to change this because we got married, or he's going to act differently because we got married. That is not true. It's not realistic. And it's not my job to fix those things about the person that I'm.
For years, people have speculated about Shaunie's life, but she always kept her cool. Shaunie O'Neal built her career by staying out of the drama, even though she was surrounded by it on Basketball Wives. As the show's executive producer, she wasn't just a cast member. She controlled the narrative. She knew when to stay quiet and when to step in. While the other women on the show often aired out their personal lives, Shaunie kept her private life a secret. Fans wondered if she was protecting herself, maintaining an image, or if there was something deeper she wasn't ready to share. Over the years, rumors swirled about her relationships, her falling outs with certain cast members, and even why she left Basketball Wives. But no matter how loud the gossip got, Shaunie refused to respond. It turns out there was a reason for her silence. And it all leads to this moment where she's finally revealing what's been happening behind the scenes. It's clear now that staying quiet wasn't just about protecting her brand. She had personal battles no one knew about. And now, for the first time, she's ready to share her side of the story. We all thought Shaunie had found her happily ever after, but things behind closed doors weren't as perfect as they seemed. When Shaunie married Pastor Keion Henderson in 2022, it seemed like a fresh start, a new chapter away from the drama of her past. Their love story looked real, and Shaunie was glowing in every interview she did. Keion, a well-respected pastor and motivational speaker, spoke openly about their faith-based relationship, and fans saw them as a power couple. But it didn't take long before people started noticing cracks. Social media began buzzing with speculation. Was Keion really the man he appeared to be? Some fans pointed out that Shaunie, who had always been strong and independent, seemed to be changing. Some even suggested she was being controlled. Others questioned whether Keion's high-profile persona as a pastor conflicted with Shaunie's reality show past, which was filled with drama and controversy. Then, there were whispers about their dynamic behind closed doors. Some claimed Keion had a history of being more controlling than he let on, while others believed Shaunie was struggling to adjust to life as a pastor's wife. She stayed quiet for the longest time, but now she's addressing the rumors, and let's just say it's not what we expected. Shaunie's confession is shedding light on what really happened in their marriage, and it's raising even more questions about the true nature of their relationship. What went wrong? And is there more to the story than she's revealing?
It took us a long time to get there. Don't get me wrong. It was not an easy journey. But once we got there, and I think we felt comfortable being honest with each other and just sharing what was going on in our lives and our personal lives, to a certain extent, because I think, a lot of it is it's none of our business. It's none of my business what he does. Same with him. And I think we both respect that. But if we get in relationships that we're going to go to that next level, we definitely will let each other know and support it in the best way.
This is where things take a surprising turn, because the rumors weren't just talk. There was something Shaunie couldn't ignore. For months, fans speculated that trouble was brewing between Shaunie and Pastor Keion Henderson. It wasn't just empty gossip. There were real signs. Shaunie, who had always been open about her happiness in interviews, started becoming more reserved. The cute couple photos became less frequent, and their public declarations of love started sounding different. Then came the cryptic social media posts. Fans noticed Shaunie liking and sharing quotes about loyalty, self-worth, and cutting out toxic energy. At first, people dismissed it, thinking she was just posting general life advice. But as the posts became more frequent, the speculation grew. Was Shaunie hinting at something deeper going on behind the scenes? Whispers suggested that Shaunie had discovered something that made her question everything. Was it betrayal? Secrets from Keion's past? A side of him she hadn't seen before? Whatever it was enough to make her step back and reassess her marriage. Then, Shaunie dropped a bombshell that changed everything. She admitted that there were things in her relationship she never expected. She had trusted someone who wasn't as perfect as he appeared. While she didn't go into all the details, it was clear that this wasn't just about growing apart. Something happened that forced her to break her silence. And just when we thought the drama was over, Shaunie tackles the biggest rumors about her time on Basketball Wives, and she's not holding anything back. For years, Shaunie played 2 roles on the show: cast member and executive producer. This gave her more control than the other women, but it also made her a target. Fans and former castmates accused her of being the mastermind behind the show's biggest feuds. They claimed she picked favorites, manipulated storylines, and even edited scenes to make certain people look bad. Shaunie always brushed off these accusations, saying she remained neutral. But was that really the case? Now she's setting the record straight. She admits that, yes, she did have some influence over how things played out. But according to Shaunie, she never forced drama. It was already there. She says the fights, the betrayals, and the messy friendships were all real. As a producer, she had to make decisions that kept the show interesting. And sometimes that meant letting the drama unfold naturally instead of stepping in. But did she secretly manipulate certain cast members? Shaunie finally addresses the question. Fans have debated for years. She claims she never scripted anything, but she does admit that editing played a big role in how people were portrayed. This revelation changes how we view Basketball Wives. Was Shaunie really the villain some people made her out to be? Or was she just doing her job? Now that she's speaking out, fans are starting to see her in a completely different light.
And he's like, you got to have Shaunie on the show. You guys were just, yeah, he was great. He was such a champion of yours. And then at some point he said, something about him one day getting married again. And I thought, you're not, he's been very supportive of your dating journey. You've been supportive of his. Was there a conversation about that? And he even said, what is it? He would attend your wedding or you would attend his if that ever happened?
Yeah, I think we both support each other. Like, I used to tease him and be like, could you please hurry up and get a wife? And then you could stop, randomly FaceTiming me and talking about your day. Like, I'm not, like, get a girlfriend or something. I don't know.
After years in the public eye, Shaunie made a decision that took everyone by surprise, and now we finally understand why. For over a decade, Shaunie O'Neal was a major figure in reality TV. She wasn't just a part of Basketball Wives. She was the face of it. As the executive producer, she shaped the direction of the show, handled behind-the-scenes drama, and even found herself in the middle of on-screen feuds. But then, out of nowhere, she stepped away. There was no big announcement, no dramatic farewell. She was just gone. Fans started speculating. Did she leave because of personal reasons? Was she tired of the backlash? Or was something deeper happening behind the scenes? One person commented, "Shaunie was the only reason I watched Basketball Wives. She kept it real, and I respect her for telling her truth." Another person wrote, "I always knew there was more to her leaving the show. It's refreshing to finally hear her side." According to Shaunie, it was a mix of everything. She admits that reality TV became mentally, emotionally, and spiritually draining. She had spent years surrounded by conflict, even when she wasn't directly involved. And while she tried to keep her personal life separate from the chaos, it wasn't always possible. But there was one major turning point: her marriage to Pastor Keion Henderson. Shaunie says that getting married changed her perspective. She wanted a fresh start, one that didn't involve the constant negativity of reality TV. She also wanted to focus on her new role as a pastor's wife, which came with its own set of responsibilities. But was it just about protecting her marriage? Some insiders suggest there was more to the story. Rumors have circulated that behind the scenes, Shaunie was facing growing tension with the Basketball Wives production team. Over the years, the show had changed, and sources claimed that Shaunie didn't always agree with the direction it was heading. Was it becoming too toxic or too scripted? Whatever the reason, Shaunie knew it was time to walk away. And it's clear she doesn't regret it. She says stepping away from the spotlight gave her a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years. But does this mean she's done with reality TV for good?
A lot of people who just have no plans of getting married, and maybe it's the place that they're in life at that particular time. Like I've been there. We've both been there. We were like, absolutely not getting married. But life keeps lifing. And you change your mind, you meet Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, whatever it is, things happen that change the directive of life.
After everything, the rumors, the controversies, Shaunie O'Neal has one final message, and trust me, it's worth hearing. Shaunie wants people to understand one thing. She's not running from anything, nor is she hiding. She's simply choosing peace over drama. She admits that she wasn't perfect on Basketball Wives. She made mistakes, played a part in some of the drama, and at times allowed things to get messier than they should have. But in the end, she says she never intended to create a toxic environment. She just wanted to make good TV. As for her future, Shaunie isn't closing any doors. While she may be done with reality TV for now, she's still passionate about producing. There are rumors that she's working on new projects, ones focused on positivity and empowerment rather than conflict. Could this signal a comeback in a different form? Only time will tell. What do you think about Shaunie finally sharing her side of the story? Do you believe her, or do you think there's more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more celebrity drama.